The cold winter weather is coming, and the team at Peerless Boilers, they're ready to help you prepare for this season. It's time to make sure your home is nice and warm for the cold weather. Save loads of money on your fuel bill. Do it now before it's too late and you've got a mess on your hands. Start thinking about replacing your old beast of a boiler with a new high-efficiency Peerless Boiler. Go to peerlessboilers.com, pop in your zip code, and you'll find a dealer near you. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best-built boilers, and proud sponsor of Sid and Friends in the Morning, live from Israel.
This is Sid and Friends in the Morning. 77 WABC.
The economy is very important. I actually think that the biggest thing is the border, because the border is destroying our country. It's really destroying. I think the economy is bad, but I think and it's made really bad by the horrible inflation that was caused. The inflation is really the biggest problem. But I really believe that even the inflation, and that's a country destroyer, it's a country buster, they call it, inflation. But I really think that the biggest problem this country has is what they've allowed to happen to us on the border. Right. They've allowed our country to be destroyed. They're allowing thousands of murderers and drug dealers and terrorists and people from mental institutions. They're emptying out their jails into our country. They're emptying out their jails. And by the way, their crime rates all over the world are going down. There are many people now coming from the Congo in Africa. It's not just, you think about South America, they're emptying out their jails in the Congo. And they're delivering them to the border, and they're saying, congratulations, here's America. And we have 21 million people at least over the last little while. And if they got in, they're going to have open borders 100%, just like they tried to trick everybody. They said they tried to tighten it up a little bit just to make, because they have an election coming up. It didn't work much, but they forgot to tell you that they continue to fly big, beautiful Boeing jets right over the border with hundreds of thousands of illegal migrants landing in the Midwest and other places. They forgot to stop those planes coming in. They thought they were going to put a little bit of a show on the border and they could show something. They didn't do it. I think it's the single biggest problem.
Classic right here, classic Cure. The lead singer Robert Smith, not the same guy that was a great running back for the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Minnesota Vikings. The Cure, right after Donald Trump. Trump delivered all that with a bunch of Latinos down in Florida at Mar-a-Lago yesterday. Trump was there and Kamala was home. I guess they aired that horrible interview she did with Haley Jackson on NBC and Telemundo. Just embarrassing. My next guest is a dear friend. He's the editor of the National Review. He used to be on Mondays, but now he's become our Jose Akendo. He's on all week long. He's very flexible, NBC, Politico. He's the great Rich Lowry. Good Wednesday morning, Richard. How are you, pal?
Sydney, I'm good. Sorry about the Mets. Nice run, though. You're playing with house money by the end.
No, it was a nice run. And look, we lost to a better team. I never get upset. You know, I get upset when my team is better and we lose. Yeah. But to be honest, like I've heard people, my buddy Tack, he's critical of Mendoza, and I love Tack, but it's about the dumbest thing I've ever heard. There's no way this Met team belonged in a position where they were 2 wins away from the World Series, not when Jose Quintana is your opening day starter. So it was a magical season for the Mets. And look, the fact is the 2 best teams in baseball, Yankees 94 wins, Aaron Judge, Dodgers 98 wins, Ohtani. That's the World Series you want to see. So let's go.
Yeah, it should be a great matchup. So what's your scouting report on the Dodgers? You paid more attention to them than I have.
Well, listen, they can hit. That is like the Yankee lineup, the up and down that lineup. I mean, you got guys like Will Smith hitting 8th. Mookie Betts can still hit. Freeman can still hit. Ohtani is a tremendous hitter, so they can hit. And the Yankees can certainly hit, too. The Yankees tend to go on more of these offensive slumps. But lately, the way Stanton is hitting and Soto is hitting, it's going to come down to pitching. You know, and for me, it's not even the starters. For me, the team that wins this World Series is a team that gets better pitching from the bullpen.
Yeah, you think the Yankees have better starters, but the bullpens are so important. And, you know, they get worn down. Just watching that Yankee-Cleveland series, that by the end, they're like punch-drunk boxers with these bullpens that have been so desperately overused because starters just go like 3 innings now. It's crazy.
But the Dodgers starters are tired, too. Don't forget that Game 6, when the Dodgers got home, they started a reliever. And the Mets got an early run, in fact, because the guy couldn't find the strike zone. But Dodgers came back with a bunch of runs. So should be exciting. Yankees and Dodgers all gets underway in L.A. on Friday night. And again, something I talked about earlier this morning, they played in 11 World Series in the past. The Yankees have won 8 of them. The last time the Yankees played the Dodgers in the World Series, 1981. And ironically, the Dodgers won that one. And the Dodgers superstar that year was a guy that won the NL Cy Young Award and the Rookie of the Year. His name was Fernando Valenzuela, and he died yesterday.
Yeah, shocker. Those were my that's when I really cut my teeth as a baseball fan, those seasons 77, 78. Yankees, great comeback, of course, against the Red Sox for their 14 games down in August, I think, or July. And then a great series against the Dodgers. Ended the wrong way in 81, but 77 and 78 were great.
Right, 77 was the great Reggie Jackson moment, 3 home runs off 3 different Dodger pitchers. He won the MVP. 78, Bucky Dent hits the home run against the Red Sox. They go to the World Series, and ironically, Bucky Dent won the MVP of the World Series when the Dodgers beat the Yankees beat the Dodgers again in 78. Yeah. So let's get to Trump. We're 13 days away from the bigger matchup. Yankees and Dodgers are big, don't get me wrong, but Trump and Harris a little bigger, and we did this dating way back when with my late great partner Bernard, God rest his soul. Every day, Biden, Trump, and you remain steadfast with Biden, and you are right. People think it was rigged. It wasn't. You are right. You have been pretty consistent the last couple of months that you think Trump is going to win this election. 13 days away, Rich Lowry. What do you see?
Still Trump. I mean, it's tipping a little bit his way. I mean, we're talking about really small margins. Like all these swing states now, they're margin of error races. So if there's a polling error lurking in there, a point or two for any of these candidates, it could be one of them sweeps all the swing states. But I still think Trump trending a little bit his way. The big factors are in his favor. People hate the status quo. He's leading on the economy, inflation, and the border, the biggest issues. She's way ahead on abortion. So I think he'll win. I wouldn't bet $1 million on it, but I think he's going to win.
It is amazing. You look at what the Democrats are doing, and look, he does tend to exaggerate, Donald Trump. He really doesn't lie. He tends to exaggerate. They flat out lie. Like if you watch Kamala Harris's TV ads, she talks about an abortion ban. Now, for me, I'll talk about myself. I've heard Donald Trump say 1,000 times, I want nothing to do with an abortion ban. I left it up to the states. That's what everybody wanted, including the late, great Ruth Bader Ginsburg. But I have no interest, none, in an abortion ban. Yet, Harris's commercial says he's going to ban abortion. A flat-out lie. One of the many things she's lying about.
Yeah, so I do have an interest in an abortion ban, but it's not going to happen. Even if he wanted to sign it, and he doesn't, it's not going to pass Congress. And just past Congress, he's been pretty adamant now. He's not going to sign it. So
No.
I don't think he's coming back on my way on that one. Yeah. So it's rank fear mongering.
Lying. And then you get this John Kelly, this idiot who was Trump's former chief of staff, and he comes out, good timing, 13 days before the election, and MSNBC and CNN can't play it enough this morning that he said, as if Kelly's a truth teller, he said that Donald Trump said, I want you guys to be more like Hitler. I mean, come on, man. Really?
Yeah. So they lie about stuff that Trump has said in public on the record, whether it's Charlottesville or the Lester Holt interview about the Mueller investigation. So I don't believe anything that's said about him in private that we can't see and hear with our own eyes. So and 13 days before an election, no, I'm not taking John Kelly's word for that one. By the way, I was reading a book about the Eastern Front recently, and the craziest thing was these German generals, because there are no celebrities in Nazi Germany, but besides the fighter pilots and the generals. This guy Guderian, famous Panzer general, he complained to his wife about how many autographs he had to sign when he was on the Eastern Front, because kids would write to him, and he felt, because they were all so concerned with their public image, he felt he had to sign these things and send them back. It's just perverse.
It's crazy. Look, I mean,
he's like the Shohei Ohtani of German generals.
Right. I mean, look, you see all these stories about these serial killers, for example, women lining up to have sex with these guys and marry these guys, and people are odd. People are very, very odd.
Yeah, and fame for no matter what it is, matters a lot, unfortunately.
Yeah, it does. So, I was asking Brian Kilmeade this morning, and Brian was one of those guys. I'm very, very close with Brian. I love him. But Brian is not that far removed. He's interviewing Trump on this radio station today. But he's not that far removed from having a baseball catch with Ron DeSantis on Fox News, Mm-hmm. And everybody was looking for a reason not to vote for Trump. Peter King, Bo Dietl, list goes on and on. Oh, he's got great policies, but he can't win, which I told them from day one was stupid. And it is stupid, and I proved to be right. But they were looking for any reason. DeSantis, Haley, yes, I like Trump's policies, but. So here we are. Trump is, in all likelihood, winning. He's won 3 consecutive. So are we at this stage today because we just need him to win because we hate the left? Or has Trump actually done a pretty good job?
Campaigning?
Yes.
Or as president?
No, as president he was great. We know that, but that was a long time ago now. Campaigning.
It's a mixed bag. I think, he has a unique power. Like that McDonald's thing. No one else could pull that off. Any other politician, you say, whatever you do not put on that apron. You're going to look like a clown. It'll tank your campaign. And he puts on the apron, and he is who he is, and he just pulls it off. I was telling friends this, the Michael Dukakis tank thing, which killed his campaign.
Yes.
The tank helmet. Trump could have pulled that off. He could ride in the tank with a helmet, and it'd be entertaining and kind of cool. It has that magical quality. But he also, there's so many things he says and does that are harmful and self-destructive. So if you could subtract
I'm going to stop you for a second. It's not true. When he talks about Arnold Palmer's penis, for example, so what? You know what's harmful and destructive? The way it's presented to the American audience by the media. It's not what Trump says. I mean, you're going to get on Donald Trump for saying, grab that girl by the P word, when in fact Bill Clinton actually grabbed the girl by the P word, but that was okay? It's not even what Trump says. It's the way the media presents it. They make him sound so awful. And quite frankly, half the things he says are not that awful. They're not.
Yeah, so like the Arnold Palmer thing, I think you're on to something. That's an example where they did this with Rush Limbaugh all the time. Rush was always kind of half joking or actually joking. And then they take it out of context and make it seem
right.
Like some
and you'll hear guys go, well, he doesn't have to go there. Shut up. That's him. I'm so tired of all these brilliant journalists going, he doesn't have to go there. He doesn't. That's who he is. That's why he keeps winning. You don't want to believe that. You think it's all about policy. It's not all about policy. It's the mixed bag of great policies and the guy that doesn't give a shizzle.
Yeah, so where I disagree with you, there's suburban women who just hate it, and also it's a good thing that the other side not fear you unnecessarily. So like talking about enemy within and all this stuff, it just
they are the enemies within, though. They are.
I know, but the way you said it, and if you say it, you've talked about this before. There are all sorts of things you can say, and they're good. That doesn't mean that every elected Republican needs to say them, right? Because it's a different context.
Yeah, but isn't that part of the beauty that he has? When he wins or loses, the one thing for me that Donald Trump did was expose the media, expose the Democrat Party. He's exposed them. They are the enemies within. Nancy Pelosi is a terrible American. Terrible. And if the media was fair and not 99% MSNBC, CNN, Lester Holt, and Norah O'Donnell, they would find a way to kind of massage that statement. So he's got to watch everything he says because he's a Queens tough guy because the media hates him. That's unfair.
Yeah, they do, and it's not fair, but it's life, and I do think it makes it harder for him to win. Now, I think he's going to win, and there's considerable upside he has as a campaigner and a communicator. Obviously, I'm sort of saying it's a mixed bag, and it's not just me, as an outside pundit saying this. I know for a fact, the people in the heart of his campaign who most want him to win and are investing much more in it than anyone else. They're living this, breathing this 24 hours. They cringe at some of this stuff. Like, you didn't need to say that or do that. So,
I know that's true. I know that's true. And you know what he tells him? He tells him to shut up because the truth is he's not here because of them. He's here because of him.
That's true.
No,
that's true.
100% true. If he listened to everybody along the way, he'd be as vanilla as Ron DeSantis. Guess what? Ron DeSantis has the same exact policies as Donald Trump. The same exact policies. You know what the difference is? Ron DeSantis is not going to call Harris stupid. And for people like me, I love that because it's honest and it's authentic, and that's why Trump's a rock star. That's why Trump will fill up 18,000 people at Madison Square Garden on Sunday and actually have a chance to beat Harris because DeSantis isn't beating Harris. Haley's not beating Harris. None of those folks are.
Yeah, well, the problem with DeSantis is not that he was overly disciplined. It's just he doesn't have the personality and the charisma. He couldn't do the McDonald's.
None of them have it. So, you think Doug Burgum has it?
I'm just saying Trump could be more disciplined without his personality changing or the charisma going away.
You're right, but it's not him. It's his third election. He's been doing this for 10 years. We got to stop with what we want to see from Trump. Here's the guy. Here he is. So Republicans need to stop finding a way to criticize Trump. Just go all in and say, this is him. He's got his flaws, but he's far and away the better candidate. He's not going to be what you guys want. It's not him.
I'm only saying I've only gone down this route because you asked me.
No, I know. I get very angry. I'm sorry. I'm becoming one of those annoying Trump supporters. I'm going out of my way. No, I know I am. I know it. But what am I going to do? I'm speaking Sunday at the Garden, which it's a very, very big deal.
That's awesome. There you go. Awesome.
Are you coming?
I am Sunday. I'm not sure.
Oh, come on, bro. You're not going to have somebody from the National Review with that big event?
Maybe we can send someone else. I'm not sure I'm going to be there.
Okay. I mean, I know that when I held that big press conference outside Columbia University, you guys interviewed me. This is even bigger than that.
Yeah, that's so when did this come about?
I found out I was speaking after I bitched and complained to everybody. For the better part of 3 days, and went as high as his largest donor. Trust me, I found out about 5 days ago.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So you get like 5 minutes, or how much?
About 5 minutes. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
Thank you. Well, you got to come, or send somebody and make it happen. Okay.
I'll work on it.
So the next time you and I speak next week, I will have already spoken before Trump at Madison Square Garden. So
there you go.
I mean, the legend continues to grow, Richard.
I can't keep up with the legend.
Every week there's something else. Dinner with BB, speaking at the Garden. Who knows what'll be next? But
I'll be sure not to text you about the Rangers game in the midst of your speech or whatever.
You would text me about the Mets when I was sitting there with BB. I love you, Rich. Great job as always. This was fun. Thank you so much.
Good luck, Sid. You'll knock it out of the park.
Thank you so much. There he is, the great Rich Lowry.